Hello,
everybody.
Welcome to the Good Luck Have Fun podcast, episode 13, isn't it?
12.
12. I'm Dan,
I'm Ben.
I'm James.
and we are boiling.
We're
We are melting.
like genuinely, I'm like
Everyone,
it's
yeah.
like Velcro, honestly.
Yeah.
These two have been like laughing and joking and patting each other, and then each one will go, "Don't touch me."
Sliming out.
We are slimy.
Honestly,
Us Brits aren't built for this heat.
Nah, say not.
Monstrous.
for anyone who's listening, right? Ooh,
He said monstrous. I think.
Oh,
nice. Go on, get that.
I'm
ASMR.
feeling monstrous.
So, if anyone who's listening on Spotify or whatever major platform at the moment, it is boiling in the UK right now, and it's currently what 27 degrees,
Something
29
like
degrees.
that, yeah.
Some
Disgusting.
in other countries,
24.
that's nothing. 24,
Yeah.
it feels like 24,000.
No, it does.
That's 27 right now.
What? Oh,
27.
Yeah,
Fucking
good lord.
good guess that. So it's sticky as fuck.
It
it's
is.
awful.
Because remember, in the UK, we don't have aircon as standard in
No.
homes.
No.
So we get British heat, which
Yes.
is muggy
And
and messy.
the houses are built to keep heat in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you're rot in your house, you're rot in your house. You've got no choice.
It's hanging.
The plan for today is that we're gonna have the man himself, the
The very man
first-
himself. Yeah.
At me, bro, hot.
Yeah. No. We are. We're having the very himself man. That is
The boy, the guy,
the one.
the one.
It's Simran.
It's
Simran Whitham's
Our man
going to be joining
Simran.
us. And we're going to be interviewing him, asking him a good old questions, getting to know him, chatting all about the most recent that we've been to, Format GG.
yeah.
Mint. I love that.
Such a sick
It's
event.
so good.
I imagine you guys have seen the vlog. If you haven't, please do go and check it out.
Yes, over to the YouTubes, get that watched and liked and loved and all that.
Yeah, go on, show it a bit of love.
It's been a week, hasn't it, since our episode 11.5?
Is it only a week?
It's been a week, yeah. And it feels like a long time.
It does
man.
feel like a long
I've
time.
been on holiday since.
You have, yeah. Time away from the podcast does just feel like time lost in the ether.
It does, doesn't
It's just weird.
What have you been doing?
Sweating.
Sweating, bro, innit?
No, I have been reading a lot again. I've been reading
Oh, good.
and playing a lot of classic Warcraft as well.
You started Harry Potter books, didn't you? Is that right?
I finished the first Harry Bob.
Harry Bobber!
Barry Trotter. I finished the first Harry Potter. I'm now about 2/3 of the way through the second Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and it's mint. I'm loving reading again. I've missed it.
Wait, so you can read like two series at one time and as well? Like,
At the moment, I'm reading the Two Towers and Shadow Sun.
Mad.
Mm.
It's good. I think I've been reading Pierce Brown's Red Rising.
You
now
think
for
you've been reading it?
fucking
Oh, right, okay.
ages.
Mm.
But yeah, because it's been ages. But he's just going to release his sixth book next year, next July, and it's on pre-order now. And I'm buzzing for it, but I'm still on his fourth book, and because it's because he changed like the layout of the book and stuff. So it's
Right,
like it
okay.
changed from what I thought was really nice and changed it into like different your different people's perspectives of
Okay,
who are in the
yeah.
story. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
really, and for some reason my brain's just been like no.
Big playing it.
Yeah. But how are you finding the book? So good.
Loving it. I'm really loving it. Like I say, I was big into reading beginning of the year. It's been a couple of years since I started reading, but I kind of fell off a bit because I've been playing. I've been playing games. I've been obviously been busy doing the podcast and
Yeah, yeah.
getting all this going. But we seem to have found a good rhythm with everything now.
Yeah.
So I'm able to kind of dedicate that time to reading again.
That's
and Adam says, "Now's a cool fire can't melt mithril balance in it."
Bloody hell, it's controversial.
That's so good. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm up to the bit where the company have just met back up with Merry and Pippin and Isengard after they found Treebeard and went on a little mooch for them. So it's all lovely, all going well.
Good stuff, man.
I'm loving it. It's
do
good
that.
reading.
No, I love reading. I really need to get back into reading, like properly, because
Yeah.
I proper miss it.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, because it's like it does take time to read a book.
Yeah, you can't settle down for 10 minutes and read a
Yeah,
book. Can you?
I need
You've
to
got
dedicate a good half an hour because it takes about 5 minutes, a couple pages, to kind of just
Yeah,
get absorbed in it, and
Me
then
too.
before I know it, I'm just streaming through pages.
yeah, exactly. I find it difficult to get, unless I'm reading kind of every day, to kind of know exactly where I kind of left off. Of a book. Even if the bookmark's there,
Yeah,
and I kind of I'll have to go back a few pages.
Yeah.
Just to remember.
That'll get me back in. But yeah, I do love. I just miss reading. It's so peaceful. It's such a peaceful activity to do.
That's good.
And you feel once you've read a bit of a book, you feel like you've accomplished something as well.
You know, you genuinely
You do,
do.
don't you?
Yeah, you do. Like because I got the bus to the studio today, and obviously I missed it. I told you guys I missed it.
Yeah.
But it gave me like 25 minutes to read. So I just sat in the bus terminal reading.
That's the
and
nice
it was
thing about
nice.
it, isn't it? That like, 'cause I always read when I'm on public transport. That's like my reading spot. Either that or sometimes I'll treat myself and I'll go into like local coffee shop or something. I'll go get a coffee and I'll have a read, and that's my agenda. It's quite nice. But if you've got a book on you, and something like that happens, and you miss a connection or something, it's nicer, I find, to be able to go, oh shit, I've got my book. I'll sit and read rather than just be glued to my phone scrolling through like TikTok or it's. Yeah, I much prefer it, and I miss that because I don't get a lot of public transport at the minute.
Yeah, no. One thing that I want to do is, and I thought about it yesterday, and obviously lately I have been playing a lot of games. I've been playing a lot of classic Warcraft. Obviously, there's plans for that.
Yeah,
there's plans for that, people.
YouTube.
But check the YouTube out, exclamation mark YouTube. But it takes up a lot of time playing games like that. And I'm going to dedicate a month, I think, or maybe at the very least a start, maybe a couple of weeks, and I'm going to trade all my game time into reading time. I'm going to not play games, and instead I'm going to read for 2 or 3 hours a night. You know what I mean?
It's good effort. Yeah, no, it's a good effort that, because it's hard, especially when you're gaming, because that gives you a similar feeling.
Yeah.
To reading does, because of this the
There's
stimulation.
that narrative and
there's everything there as well. Yeah. But like I need to do more reading, like you do, taking a time to just go to a coffee shop. Because I drive, I can't.
I could recommend it.
It's not getting a great book. This is class. Ashes in the back.
Got some next man paralyzed on your bonnet.
Yeah, sick. He's coming with me now.
Have you read this?
I'll top that one, mate.
Yeah, I don't get public transport very, very often unless I'm on trains or planes. So I need to dedicate a coffee shop time or time I'm out at the park.
It's great.
My man right here.
For you to do that. Just go to a coffee shop and read.
Yeah.
What you saying?
My man right here is like, oh, I don't get public transport unless it's trains or planes. Like, you're some trendsetter, some jet setter, the most expensive method of transport you can possibly take. My man's like, oh yeah, I don't read unless I'm doing,
No, bro.
Really? Unless I'm on the private jet.
Yeah, hanging out in first class cabin, just kick back reading. That's how I get my reading time in.
I just take the train just because I need to read.
Innit?
Yeah.
£100 ticket to London.
Just so I can get like 12 hours there and back.
Yeah.
Easy. Harry, welcome in, bro.
Hey, Barry, you got there in the end, fam.
Good effort, Barry.
Love you, bro.
No, it's good because I like driving places. I like when we go down to Insomnia and we go down to Birmingham and stuff like it. It's so good to just get in a car and drive somewhere.
Yeah.
So fucking shut your mouths. I'm joking.
He's hot, can you tell?
Right.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Reading and a bit of Warcraft.
Good.
How about you?
Decent. I have been playing. Oh, get off! Don't touch me, man.
Go on.
I've been obviously like the week in between us all kind of not being able to do the podcast, and we've been churning out a lot of YouTube content. Do let us know in the Discord, by the way, how you feeling about that the YouTube videos that we've been putting out. If you've been enjoying them, let us know, because it would be great feedback. They're probably going to slow down a bit now that we're back and able to do the podcast, but we're still going to make the odd one.
I still expect to see them. Definitely.
But once go on.
I was gonna say you'll see more of their YouTube with us three all.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah. Plans for that.
But aside from that, I've been playing a lot of Hell Let Loose. Been really enjoying that update.
Good.
There's a video that Cos put in the channel last night of me and him doing a bit of sniper spotter teamwork, and it was.
I saw it. Yeah, it was cool, man.
Class.
Yeah, it's good.
That was a really good round. He ended up getting, because with sniper spotter, me as the spotter, you're not supposed to really do the killing. You're supposed to find.
Yeah.
Got like 77 kills.
Jeez.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it was.
In how long?
You get about an hour and a bit.
That's good. That's sick.
We posted up in this house near the end, and we totally stopped the enemy's advancement to our point, but also covered our point to their next objective, and it was such a good spot. It felt like a proper World War movie.
Nice.
That's what I love about that game.
Decent. Yeah, I know, it's good that. So, yeah, you've been doing well. your second episode or kind of?
Yeah, it's definitely
video?
grown. It's getting there. It's not quite up to the first one, but it is definitely.
Well, the first one is our most viewed ever game video. So you
people clearly like it.
You've really done well with
that, guys.
Well done, James.
You're carrying us.
And then aside from that, Mountain Blade. I've been big
Back
into
on the
Mountain Blade.
Bannerlord.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I absolutely love that game.
Does it work now?
Yeah. My PC set's on fire playing it for some reason.
Seriously? Well, it's been a funny release, that one, hasn't it?
Wow, what's up with it?
Just dead buggy on launch, and it's
not
fine for the most part.
It's fine for the most part. It's not the most optimized game. So you've got medium style graphics as far as, even if you put it on max, you're not looking at like, the most resolute human being in the world. But just in general, the game's not optimized very well.
Right.
And then it's got a render about, you do battles and you can have 400 per side.
Wow.
So it's got to render all those people and everything going on. Yeah. So they haven't optimized that bit very well, but I don't really mind because it's just so fun.
It's just senseless army v army function, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've got my dude, two-handed sword, just charging in there on horseback, just fucking cleaving people. Mate, it's sick. But yeah, no, I thought when I get into that game, I'm in a pit. I don't come out.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we all love that one game, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we've all got a few actually I can name, but it's good having that kind of game. It's nice knowing that you've got something that you can absorb a good amount of time in and feel like accomplished from it, and not just feel like, oh, I've just put 40 hours into a game I don't really care about. Yeah,
no, exactly.
Absolutely.
Good.
And you know what? And this is going to resonate with some of the content creators out there. It's nice to be playing games that isn't for content's sake.
I've always said this. It's always important to have a game that you don't play for the sake of content. Like when a new game comes out, I see so many people get that game for the sake of streaming it, which is fine, but I find that a lot of the time it goes one of two ways. Either it's a game that they don't like, but people like watching it, so they force themselves to play this game they don't like, or it's the opposite, and they really like the game, but they don't get the statistics they were hoping. And as a result, they don't like the game because it wasn't the game that was the problem. It was that experience, and it's sad. It upsets me.
Happens all the time.
So it's so important to just if there's games that come out recently that I've looked at and gone, I'm just gonna play that for playing sake. And everyone should do that. I think.
No, exactly. And I've felt that personally myself as well. Like when I was streaming, I used to stream Overwatch quite a bit. I felt the same with Overwatch. I had to stream it. No, sorry, it was opposite with Overwatch. I really enjoyed it, but not many people watched it because obviously the biggest streamers playing it. But then it was Rainbow Six. I loved that game so much, but because it had good stats, I felt like I had to play it.
Right?
Do you know what I mean? Like I had some of my most successful consecutive streams playing Rainbow Six. I could probably have been a Rainbow Six streamer, but I stopped playing it because I just couldn't enjoy it anymore. So that's what it is, isn't it?
That's exactly.
Mine's Elden Ring though. I've been playing Elden Ring. I'm on Elden Beast. I'm still trying to do it. It's still fucking well hard.
Fucking hell.
And the other game will be after this one, Dead Island. So I'm not touched it because I like doing one game and another game. I don't like getting two games kind of on it. I like doing one. And
I get caught up too many stopping after like 5 hours one game, do another, and then
that's it.
I never finish it.
So once we have Elden Ring, I'll jump on Dead Island. So thank you to Enter.
Big shout for that. Thank you. Daywalk around. Thank you.
But yeah, I've been on holiday this week, Hannah.
You have, yeah.
Yeah, I've been on holiday.
A little bit pink.
Oh, I'm a little bit pink. Got me t-shirts, Hannah. As you can see.
I know.
Looks like an absolute drumstick.
Yeah, he does. I was going to say, it's a proper drumstick lolly thing.
Oh, bro, I swear, being ginger, and it was well nice, really hot week. But we spent it in Wales, North Wales, a Park Dean Caravan Resort because big up them caravan holidays, kids entertainment and all that, Oh, the parents watching will know exactly how excruciating it is.
Yeah.
But I loved every second of it. It was great. The kids were knackered. Like they had the best time ever. Eva was buzzing her head off.
Good.
Ashley just kept running about everywhere.
Absolute wrecking ball.
Literally that kid. And when we went, we got spends from everyone. Like, oh, take this away with you, take this money with you, take this money with you. Use this in the arcades. And all that added up to probably about £400 ish. What people were giving us. I just give this to Eva. It's like get her an ice cream, whatever. And Eva was like, I'll use it in the arcades.
Right. Okay.
Right. So about the whole holiday, we got it all sorted, and we got a massive bag full of tickets by the end of it. They equated to 3,000 tickets we got, right?
Nice.
Which, bear in mind, cost us about £400.
Yeah.
Right? I've took the liberty to bring in what we got for 3,000 tickets, aka £400.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Please
go on.
400 quid.
Firstly, we have a puffer chick that flashes.
It's dumpy as fuck though.
Look at this. Thick as fuck. So that was £133. This next one.
What is that?
It's one of
it's the window thing.
It's one of the little things that slides and goes down like that, right? One of them.
133 quid.
133 quid.
£133.
Ching.
Bargain. And this one.
What
is that?
It's a wristband.
Oh, it's one of them.
Snap bracelets.
Why is it fucking huge? Go on.
What the fuck?
Oh, let me do
It
it.
don't each one.
Oh, feeling drippy.
That is
Say
money well spent.
This is my mascot for the stream.
so.
Oh, it feels horrible. That I don't
Yeah,
like it.
horrible.
So you spent £400 on tat.
So every single thing she spent was on ticket machines. So at the end of it, these were the things she chosen from that, and that cost us like 400 quid.
That's criminal.
That is actual.
You know
what? That's I'm horrified.
You know, is it Pawn Stars or something? You know the shop
Yeah,
where they go get sell shit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, like the evaluations come in. It's worth about 20 grand, but I'll give you 20p for it. Yeah.
I'll give you 40 quid.
I'm gonna have to call a guy in, man.
And the guy's like, sorry,
You've got the
it's fake.
reverse of that. It's like, oh yeah, well, you know, I bought them in bulk, 1,000 for like a quid, but for you, mate, 133 quid.
Yeah, innit, bro. So yeah, I cried when driving home, thinking I could have had 400 quid's worth of something else. But yeah, but she's happy.
Oh, that's all that matters, right?
She's not even got them right now.
No, I said I'm borrowing them.
Oh yeah,
They're going in.
They're mine.
They're mine now. Yeah, I paid for them. But yeah, well, anyone who's been to the UK arcades, that's you know exactly my pain.
Yeah. I think we should do a video at an arcade.
We should
Go Blackpool Pleasure Beach or something.
I'm down for that, bro. That'd
yeah,
be
it's
sick.
still standing. Have you not seen the
Hey,
like,
it's
the piers just fucking collapsing?
Oh, it's a mess. Blackpool's a mess, bro. So you've got like tier lists of caravan holidays. So you've got Centre Parks is right at the top. You've got Park Dean, which where you've got Haven, Butlins, Pontins is down at the bottom. And we're going Haven next year.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Just cheap and cheerful, innit? One of them holidays. Cheap and cheerful.
Well, the kids are happy. Like Paris says, she's happy.
Cheap.
And you know what you're looking for, so.
Yeah.
She's happy.
Yeah, she's buzzing. That's what we did it for.
So, based on that, if you guys do want to go and subscribe to the Patreon, or just to help my brother out, his bank is down bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, it's 21 minutes past 1. You're fashionably late to speak to a special certain someone.
Yeah, indeed.
So let's go ahead and get this set up.
So, right, should we give him a quick ring?
Let's give him a call. Let's get
I
him
am
in.
boiling.
We're dead one.
Sorry, I keep fingering you.
It's quite alright.
Okay, so should we swap over?
We should do, yes.
Here he is.
Hey, how's it going, mate?
Hello, you.
How are we?
Hello, gang. How are we?
Very, very good. Just going to get everything all set up here for us.
Just, fixing the overlay, making sure it all works.
Awesome.
Hello.
Okay. Simran, how are you?
I'm well, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thanks
Currently
for
now
being with us.
recovering from post-May 25th. How are you all?
We are good. This has
yeah.
been the first podcast in the new studio, full podcast that you're on right now. So it's an honour. It's an honour to have you.
Absolute pleasure to have you here, bro.
Yeah, genuinely.
Oh,
Are
it's
you
a pleasure.
also melting?
What, sorry,
Are
mate?
you also melting? Because we're dying. Anyway.
Well, you see, I've got natural resistance to like heat being half Indian, so my stats are like 10 fire resistant.
Man was
10 foot fire resistant.
born with a fire cape.
So I'm able to like resist it. I live for this weather, so I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Dan's suffering.
I'm suffering. I'm so sticky right now, honestly. These boys are kind of sat here and they're just too close to me right now.
Oh, that nice little sweaty box studio, is it then?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's lovely. I mean, yeah, it's a few sweaty boxes here.
Is there an issue with the camera? Because I can't see you guys.
We're on.
Let us. Oh, will it get
Hello?
confused because of OBS?
It might do, yeah, because it's we another one using it. So yeah, you probably won't see us because we're currently on the podcast with the green screen on the actual. We're live right now, so this isn't recorded or anything. So we can see you though. The podcast can see you. So is that so we can all perfect.
Sick.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, so obviously this is standard interview, innit? We've got a few questions for you. You know, we kind of just get to know you, get to know like kind of the background behind where you started with your with your gaming in your events, and kind of where it's going in the future and that kind of stuff. What's coming up in the future and that. But yeah, obviously I know we've spoken in events, we've spoken in the past and stuff, and we've not had a chance to properly get to know you, so that's why it's good to have you here. Ben, do you want to kick off the questions with what we've got at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that we find really interesting, because obviously you're very focused around like gaming and like everything to do with that, and it's just interesting if we could know before like that, what was your like childhood growing up? What was your life kind of bringing you to this point, I suppose?
Yeah, so I've got kind of a cliche origin story, which is from the age of 5. I always knew I wanted to work in video games because for me, I just love the immersiveness of video games and just how adaptable they are. Like, I don't think I need to speak to the choir here when I say that video games are the greatest entertainment medium on the planet. They are basically
Absolutely.
They're better than film, they're better than music in terms of how they can transport you into an experience. And that's what always fascinated me with them. Just the ability to be able to just lose yourself in worlds, characters, make friends online. And I basically wanted to dedicate my life to making them. So I had a mum who was very supportive and wasn't one of these parents who said that isn't a real career. So she really pushed me to basically pursue my career in video games at a very young age.
I'd love to hear that. That's great stuff.
Focused it on a very laser point focus to go study game design.
That's
amazing.
No, I love that because I think we've got a similar family. We've got a similar family like that, haven't we? So yeah, it's nice to hear that there's others like that that have grown up similar. That's nice. I like that.
It's always good to have that kind of support because there's always a bit of a, or at least like when we were all growing up, a bit of a stigma about playing video games, wasn't there?
Like
that it was kind of just seen as nothing. Kind of so it's nice to see, that support.
Yeah, especially with a career, like instead of like making games and anything like that, people still, I think there's a bit of a stigma behind having the like making a career out of it, and people forget that there's so many paths you can go down with gaming. Like yourself in gaming events. It's totally different to making a game and or making it content wise. There's so many different areas now you can go in. So that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
It was a really, really good journey along the way, and it's been very interesting. I can tell you the whole origin story because it's been a very interesting journey to build it to this point. So I'll let you work to your question. I might spill some tea for you as well.
That'd be wonderful.
We've got a few questions obviously about like kind of where you started, especially with Manchester Gamers United and where kind of that went and where that started, and then going on to format and stuff. So we've got some questions kind of going forward. So that'll be good to hear from what your experience actually were. James, do you want to ask the next one?
Yeah. So you've kind of half answered this one, but I suppose I'll elaborate more on the question. So growing up, obviously you touched on the fact that from the age of 5 you wanted to get into video games and that area. So I guess that you were quite a big gamer as a kid. So like what kind of games were you attracted to as a kid? Where were you kind of orientated in the gaming space? Because I think everyone can be pretty locked into different games. You've got like FPS guys, RPG guys, sports guys. Were you quite diverse, or was there a specific area of gaming where you were like, this is my jam?
So I'd say initially I started off diverse because I love games in general, but I'm a story guy through and through. So there was one type of game I gravitated toward, and that was rich narrative experiences because I just tell a story in such a rich narrative, whether it's an RPG or whether it's a fighting game like Def Jam Fight for New York City, which had a really good story.
Def Jam.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg and everyone in it. That was the fucking OG fighting game. But I just love anything with a good story to it. That's kind of what drives me towards what I kind of do really like. And that's why pushed me to go into game design. I always wanted to work on a rich story game experience, kind of like your Detroit Become Humans, your Heavy Rain, your Mass Effect trilogy. I love anything with interactive choice in it, but then I'm also a massive Elder Scrolls fan, so I'll take that as what you're talking to a guy who has 700 plus hours on his main campaign account.
Oh, that's on his main account. There's definitely more than one there.
There are a few sub tier 300 accounts, but we won't go into them because I do. Believe it or not, I do actually have a life.
I love that. That's class. No, that's kind of, I'm the similar to that as well. I grew up with like platforming games and stuff, but I wasn't. Until I got a little bit older, I loved getting into more of a narrative game, because I saw it as movies that you can play. So I wasn't a big film person. Obviously, there's people like that will watch films, until they come out of their ears. But I was always gamer because it's a film I could play, and I'm probably on the same wavelength as Simran there as well.
Yeah. For me, it was like reading a book. Like, I wasn't a big reader as a kid, but when I did, I loved my imagination to go wild with it, and they'd be describing a forest that your character's in, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And then I started playing games like Two Worlds, Elder Scrolls, things like that, and I was like, oh, I don't need to read anymore because now I'm playing it and I can make my character almost reenact the things that I would have had in the books, and I can send him on his own adventure, and it's like that I lived for. It was so good.
Yeah, no, it's class. Decent, man. Awesome. So obviously we've just had the most recent format, haven't we?
Yeah. Congratulations on that.
That was amazing.
You and the team.
We were lucky enough to go, weren't we? So we had an incredible time. I don't know about you two. From me as a personal level, I was really taken aback to how it really was, and how how organized it was, how proper, shelled out it was, who was there, the people we met. It was honestly such an incredible experience. And what are your thoughts on it? What from a CEO and a founder? What did you think of it? Were you happy with the outcome?
Oh, I was exceptionally happy with the outcome because there was a lot riding on this one, because this event in particular, I always go out for the launch party of every year. So we have another event this year happening, but for the launch party of every single year, I always go all out for it. But for me, I put quite a lot of pressure on myself to get this one right, because this event saw so many different moving components, and an entirely new floor added, which means that we had to negotiate and basically manage a whole load of new showcases and exhibitors. We had to make sure that, people would want to gravitate towards that floor. We also launched our VIP industry night, which was a huge thing for us. We had the most amount of partners that we'd ever had for this event, and then we also had the biggest number of content creators, most amount of marketing activities that I was overseeing. So it's a lot of work that goes into it, and it was quite a stressful journey. I've had to put up with a lot of hurdles for this event to get it to over 7 years, but at the end of the day, I was so satisfied with how it went. Like, I'd probably say May 24th and May 25th are 48 hours of the best times of my life.
Just amazing. Because that's amazing to hear. And as well, can I say, on the night as well, you were just so on it with looking after your team, making sure everything was organized, saying hello to every person that walked through the doors. The fact that you managed to run a full event and still have the time to just take a second to see pretty much everyone yourself, and make sure everything was running smoothly. I commend you for that. That is not an easy task. That's massive of you.
Oh, thank you. I take immense pride in wanting to check on everyone. I like to say hi to everyone in the queue, because I think it humbles a lot of people who do this thing as well, to actually just see people enjoying themselves. I like to make sure that people are enjoying it. I like to check on my exhibitors to make sure that they're happy. I do get a few moments to chill, believe it or not. This event actually gave me the most amount of free time I'd ever had, complicated enough. I had a weird period where I was like, actually, I can chill and enjoy this.
I did see you. I did see you kicking back every now and then. I was like, there he is, my man.
Yeah, we were in the mosh pit together at one point. I never get time for that.
That was mad. That was a good show as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was blown away by that as well. Really, because obviously from just seeing that there was going to be a full like pretty much a concert there, wasn't it? It was class. It was great stuff.
I didn't even know that was going to happen. You pulled that one out. Like, I was just downstairs chilling, and all of a sudden, like, the lights started going out, and I heard that you needed people by the stage at 9, and it was like, things are going on, things are happening, and then before you know it, like the flares kicked off, and it was like, oh my god, it's an actual show. Let's go.
I'll tell you what. I'll spill some tea for you. This was the only this was the only thing that annoyed me on the night. So that actual performance ran a little bit late than it was supposed to. So we were meant to get all the theatrics in place. We were going to dim the lights and have the purge siren play.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Throughout the whole thing, you were going to have, this is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
Yeah.
Click. And we were going to have a light shine on the rapper and as he walked to the stage being escorted by the Techno Spartans. But just as his events, certain things just took
of course.
longer than they did. But that was the first time we've ever had a rapper on stage, and he was just absolutely phenomenal.
He was amazing. Really good.
I've been telling all my friends that for 2 whole minutes, I forgot I ran that event when I joined them.
It's like...
One of my mates, he's a massive rock band nerd, and he basically has enormously long hair, and he has this golden rule. He only lets his hair out of his man bun when he's about to proper go for it, head banging. And in the mosh pit, he just let his hair run loose, and we just thought, we're going for it. Let's go. And yeah, that's how you know it's a good performance, when the guy running it forgets he's even running the event.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, you deserve that time as well, though, to be able to look back and kind of just forget about and just let you take it all in a bit. No, you deserve that.
Super important.
I mean, you've probably seen on Twitter, but there's still buzz about it now.
Still.
You know, there's still everyone sharing pictures, videos. You know,
with the photography, all the photos came out a couple of days ago, didn't it? It's all the professional photos that were taken have just come out now as well after they've been developed and everything. And we were lucky enough to be featured in a few of them. And they were
it's really nice actually. It was really nice.
It was
really
captured perfectly, and they did a really good job.
We went all out for the creative this time around. I always knew this event was going to be quite big, but even it blowed my expectations. To sell every single ticket. An event organizer's dream. It's a very fortunate position to be able to turn people away, because you run out of tickets that. Event organizers dream of that, but the thing was this: I always knew that the creative was going to be important, and I went all out for it. So the photographer is actually a massive famous photographer. He does Travis Scott's photography.
Oh wow!
He does loads of bands and performances. The film guy. So we're actually going to be releasing the film later this month with a special.
Okay.
You may have seen a little tease that we did, a little sped up sort of thing. Yeah. That was actually the guy who does Nike's ads, who we hired for the event. He does the UFC. He does Puma. He does all sorts of the famous athletes. He does work with Yella, but he's basically, I wanted the best of the best for this event.
Yeah, you will.
It shows.
You got the best out of it, didn't you? So at the end, it did work out as you wanted it to. So that's brilliant.
Love it.
Awesome, man.
So good. I'm really happy to see that video as well. That's going to be really
that's going to be class,
in full.
It's going to be a cinematic experience. Let's just say I have the audio production company who do the adverts for the Super Bowl doing the audio.
That's it,
dude. Nice one.
You've got no chill. I love it.
No,
I like to set a bar. We're very different from most individuals.
Oh, it shows.
I like to think that we're the new generation of events, that we're leaving behind all these shit corporate trade shows that you see everywhere constantly. And we're a different kind of event, and I think that shows. And the fact that we've had so many big brands wanting to work with us and support that journey has shown that we're on the right track.
Definitely, I think that proves it, doesn't it? Yeah, the amount of turnout that you got, even obviously, this shows out there that obviously, like you said, the organisers are probably scared of the fact that they're even going to sell half or even get any people in there enough to fill the venue. You know, that terrifies organisers. So the fact that you can sell it out and be able to plan a second one in the same year is unbelievable. So, mate,
I mean, that's worth touching on, isn't it?
Of course it is.
There's been teasers. Come on, there's been replies to people's comments on tweets with little eye emojis. There's been you saying, "Who says this was the only one this year?" Come on, Simran, tell us a little bit.
I'm actually surprised that people actually thought this was the only one, because we always do 2 events a year. So when I've been seeing all the comments on Twitter and all Instagram, people saying, "Oh, I can't wait for next year," I was like, do I need to clarify this?
I think you did. And
funnily enough, I have to go through a few layers of approval with the team before I put stuff out. But I was just walking with my girlfriend on the way to Spoons in Fallowfield, and I just thought, right, I'm clearing something up here. I just tweeted about some Wetherspoons. I took over the Twitter for 5 minutes. I was like, I'm clarifying something here. But I think you'll all like what's coming. You'll like it.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be anything like format. It's going to be anything like the first one.
Yeah,
we will.
We're in for a treat. Definitely.
Oh, Oh, you're in for a treat and maybe a trick as well.
Oh, really?
Oh! Oh, that's got me excited. That has got me so excited. Oh, Simran.
I'm terrified now.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Can I ask one question about it? And I hope this isn't going to be too. Is it going to be around Manchester? So are you staying local to Manchester, or are you breaking out across country?
It is going to be in Manchester this year.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
All right. Amazing.
This year.
That's.
I have spilled a bit of tea on this in a few other podcasts. We are expanding out of Manchester very, very soon. We've got to the point where we've grown so much that the appetite for this event, we've been kind of demanded to take this. I've been asked to take this event overseas as well, to other countries. Yeah. It's not going to be in another country. It will be in the UK. I can promise that much. It will be in the UK. But we have a venue sorted in another city. I'm really proud to take it to that city, and I think it's going to blow your mind when you see where the event's going to go next year.
I mean, we're gonna be there. Like,
wherever
you go, you're going to be there.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
we will.
All I'll say is the next city is even bigger.
Wow.
I mean, only up for this man.
In terms of size and capabilities, the venue in the other city is going to provide a lot more for what we can do.
Wow.
I'm buzzing to see what
yeah, no, I'm well
excited. I don't understand how. It's like 20 million degrees and I've got goosebumps, mate.
Tell you what, in fact, can I share my screen? I might even give your viewers
Go on.
Why not?
Should I?
Got the mouse.
I'll probably get in trouble for this, but you know what? Let's go for it. I'm allowed.
Let's do it. Propaganders.
I need to open my
seat first.
Yeah. We love you, right?
Go on then. Let me just change the name so that your viewers can't go through the files and.
Oh yeah, no, by all means.
No.
I mean, they're lovely people, but by all means, do what you need to do.
Right click, change name.
Is anyone else confused on Windows 11 at how you change name now?
There's the actual menu.
They've changed the icon. You don't just change the name anymore. They've got that like square icon with a line in it.
Oh,
wow. Oi.
Oh my word. Okay.
Hang on. Have we?
There's a few little teasers.
Yeah. It's a. Oh.
Okay.
That looks like a.
The mic's in the way.
That's mint.
That's amazing.
That's insane.
Right, there's some teasers.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone.
To
the VODs, quick.
Yeah, I've definitely seen enough. Definitely all the viewers are just print screening it.
Thank you so much for sharing.
All right. Yeah, thank you for
incredibly
that.
kind of you.
Yeah,
okay,
we're all three now for the podcast.
Yeah, no, we're going to be pulling that apart.
Going to be getting the twine, the cork board.
Oh yeah.
Totally not going to be screenshotting that and zooming in to try and figure out where it is.
Oh yeah.
Proper CSI zooming in pants on that.
Yeah, of course we are. Yeah. To be fair, that's answered a few questions that we've written down.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to see, obviously, if it is going to other places, if you are going globally, obviously with it being such a good turnout, it was, and with you saying how you want a bar to be set high, you saying that now just proves that you don't want to keep it in one city, and that is proof that you want everyone to experience what you can offer and what format can offer. So I'm buzzing to see it go globally.
Oh,
and like we said, we're gonna come wherever you go, Simran, and we're coming with you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
As long as we're allowed. If you put security on the door and say don't let these three Muppets in, I'll be very disappointed in you. But I will break in.
Okay, just not them. You two can.
That's fine.
I'm joking.
Understandable.
Understandable.
Complete side note, actually, it turns out that Ben is in a relationship with the sister of someone I went to uni with.
That's right.
Who you guys turned up with.
That's right.
I was surprised at that when you guys turned up. I was like, wait, you know each other?
Yeah. So he's actually a year above us in high school, which is how we knew him, and that's how I met his sister, and we've been together 11 years now.
Yeah, as well, isn't it? 11 years recently.
Recently, so it's mad. We're actually having a conversation about people that we surprisingly
yeah.
And it's just such a small world, isn't it? Like, everyone always knows someone. Everyone's connected. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Especially in this world. Yeah. Mad, crazy.
My world, man. I was well shocked when I saw that.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. Because as well, I'd slight tangent on that is during the whole when you did like Manchester Gamers Unite, I played a game at one, and I was told that apparently you worked on this game, and that's the Ottoman Empire.
Yes, I did work on the Ottoman Empire. I was one of the studio founders and directors.
So what was the story behind that game then? Like,
yeah, so basically, I'll walk you through a bit of the origin story. Manchester Gaming Night, I basically started that in my first year at uni because I was a bit bored throughout the summer. Basically, in a nutshell, I kind of felt like there was no gaming events or even community events in the Northwest at the time, especially in Manchester. Before we came on, there was nothing. And I just thought, as a student, I didn't intend it to be what it is today, to house developers and stuff. I basically just wanted a gamers meet up to meet fellow gamers. So basically, I just hosted a one-off event through 50 quid on Facebook ads, and about 150 people turned up to it. So we rented out. I don't know how familiar you are with the Northern Quarter, but do you know Dive Northern Quarter?
Yeah.
That is the origin story of Manchester Gaming Unite. That was our first ever venue where we were out. We took over the whole bar and basically hosted consistent events every single month in there and grew from that. And by the time I got to my third year at uni, because I'm a mad bastard, I decided to set up another business with some of my fellow students.
Whilst doing all
So whilst I was at uni, whilst I was running Manchester Games Unite, whilst I had a job, I also decided to set up a game studio with some of my fellow students called Try Out Interactive. We wanted to basically make Splatoon with jetpacks.
Sound.
And otters.
Let's
and
make
otters
Splatoon better.
Yeah.
And I can take credit for this and take pride in the fact that we became the first ever online multiplayer split screen shooter on Nintendo Switch. Even Splatoon didn't even manage to accomplish that.
Wow, that's serious crap. Congratulations, that's amazing.
That's mad.
Yeah, and the Ottoman is probably my most pride game that I've ever worked on. It was basically a dream project. Like I say, we basically said, let's take otters, one of the most cutest animals on the planet. Even though my imagery of them has been ruined forever because I did a lot of a lot of research into them, and they're actually quite violent creatures.
They're vicious little bastards.
I know, it kind of ruins them for you when you do a lot of in-depth research into them. But we basically said, let's make otters in space with jetpacks, but make it look like Splatoon meets Fortnite, effectively. And I'm really proud of it. Like, it was a really, really good project to work on. I was super proud of the whole team for what they managed to accomplish.
That was really cool, yeah, because I got to play a little bit at one of the Manchester Gaming Unite things. You had it all set up, and that was really cool.
As if you actually came to Manchester Gaming.
I did, yeah. I went to a couple actually, and they were great. They were mint.
Did you come to the ones in Dive Bar, or were they still at Impossible at the time?
Dive Bar. I only went to Dive Bar.
Ah, wow! So you saw the original OG event?
I saw the OG, yeah. But I didn't really make the link until recently, and I was like, oh, it's like all the stars around in my head, and I was like, oh, hang about.
It's you.
So you have the privilege of seeing how far it's grown then.
Yeah, that epiphany was like, whoa, there's already such a like you say with this high bar that you place. Every time you meet it, you just go put it up a little bit more, and it always shows.
Thank you. My biggest business inspiration is Sasha Lord, who runs the Warehouse Project and Park Life, which is happening. And he did a podcast a long time ago that he says any good event organizer should always be reaching to improve upon the existing form. Because eventually an event becomes static and then it dies, which is why I'm always trying to change things up. I'm changing things up slightly for the next event. I'll spill a little bit more tea. There won't be a third floor of exhibitors this time round, but we're adding something very cool onto the third floor, which is designed for content creators.
Oh, nice.
Weirdos. We do that.
We do. Well,
wait, you guys are content creators? I didn't know.
What?
Should we do a podcast?
I think
we
should do a podcast.
Oh, so wait, do I need to take you off the list to send a tweet to? Hi, we've just sent you a DM about an invitation.
Oh, no, wait, there's a list. We're getting invited. No. You can leave that where it is. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
I'm gonna say I've been told about this stuff, but like we all got invited, didn't we? To that. Yeah. I love how punchy you were with format on getting people to the event. Though.
Yeah.
It was no bullshit. Do you want to come or not?
Yeah.
And it was like just literally popping up on people's tweets. Do you come in?
Yeah.
Right. Good.
Right. Sound. Come on.
I love that though.
Oh, it's great.
Listen, that's how we operate, and at the end of the day, people don't answer their emails, so
True.
we're quite on the pump, but we know what we have to offer at the end of the day. We offer a sick night, and it's a good time for content creators to come together and network. And if it's not your vibe, it's not your vibe.
True.
But we just want as many content creators to come and enjoy the event for what it is. So if you want to come and attend the event, then be prepared to get DMs off us.
Let's go.
Right.
DM us.
You don't ask, you don't get at the end of the day.
It's very
DM.
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Exactly that, yeah.
So a quick question, and it is based off the Manchester Gamers Unite. What was the step between that and format?
Yeah, so there's kind of 3 steps that kind of go with this. So there was the epiphany moment that I was onto something. So we hosted 3 Manchester Gamers Unite event, and the name was literally like, I hate the name in retrospect, but many puns were made from it. MGU was the acronym for it, and MG Who used to become the big pun that we used to get.
No.
We were trying to put, basically, we did 3 events, which was just meant to be gamers meetups. But by the 4th event, I actually getting local game developers wanting to exhibit at it. So we had 3 game studios just asked could they come to this gaming event, and that was kind of like, I was like, wait, game developers want to exhibit at this, and the 3 that. So I feel really bad for this. I know who 2 of them were, but I've actually forgotten who the 3rd one was because I didn't organise who that person was. But the 2 original OG developers were Tim Keenan of Ginger Biscuit Games and Prospect Games with Unboxed, who came to exhibit at it.
Yeah.
But my sort of moment, you'll understand where I'm going with this. It's quite a long story, but you'll understand where the link comes from. And the kind of the ethos of us is that we're about community-driven development, which is uniting creative and consumer, bringing together the devs, the content creators, and the gamers all together as one. Not like a lot of the traditional trade show and corporate events where you have a formal barrier between them. As you'll have seen at Format, you can get absolutely levered with the game. They're sat there getting drunk. You do not get that at any other event around. And the kind of light bulb moment for me was when we hosted one of the Manchester Games Unite events. There was a load of guys from Star Citizen. I don't know if you guys know the guys. A load of those guys always come to the events because they're based in Manchester, but they came to the original Manchester Games Unite events, and a gamer clocked one of their hoodies, and he went up to him and he was kind of laying into him a little bit, like, where is your game? I backed your game. Like, where is...
There was a lot of controversy when it started with Star Citizen.
Yeah, and this guy was proper laying into him. I was about to step in, to be honest with you, but this developer from Star Citizen, he was an artist and a vehicle artist. He was very polite with him, and he just sat down with him and had a drink with him. And they just had a chat for about 20 minutes. And I was just at the bar at this point, just like watching it from a distance, just seeing how they reacted. And then at the end of it, they got up and hugged each other, and the gamer apologized to him and said, I'm really sorry. It's just that, we're really excited for it. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And then, the dev basically said, it's cool, we understand. And for me, a huge issue that drives me is there is a massive communication barrier between creative and consumer.
Yes, there is.
I've been on both sides of it. I've made games, and I live in the game development space. I'll go to all the games industry events, not the mainstream ones that a lot of the general public go to. So I've also been a gamer at the same time. And the issue with both sides is that the developers, they sit in echo chambers and they don't communicate with their audiences what they're working on. And when they do, they tend to put out quite corporate statements that are there to appease shareholders or draw on corporate statements up by a marketing team. On the flip side of it, you have consumers who think that they know how game development works. And I'm going to tell you now, you game design is the hardest thing on the planet, and I stand by this. I've made games. I've worked on games for every major platform, including PS5 and Xbox Series X. There are no medals, period, and they deserve them. It is difficult. I don't think people understand like how difficult making a game is. You fix one thing in one place and it breaks 20 things in another place. So it is a constant battle just at trying to make this art form that we all love so much. So for me, format was an excuse to get people in the room, well, MGU at the time, to get them in the room, get them absolutely levered and just talk it out, hug it out. And that was the solution, because you're basically introducing what I call grassroots gaming, which is basically kind of what E3 was in the beginning. It was this massive community event that everyone wanted to go to. And that magic has been lost over the years. Like
Yeah.
And I just think that it required a different kind of event to come along, and that's where the nightlife element comes in, which I'll touch upon now. I'm a huge nightlife lover. I love the Warehouse Project. I love Escape to Freight Island, the Hacienda, all that sort of stuff. Because the great thing about events and nightlife is you can just lose yourself in the magic of it. And with video games, they're the most adaptable medium on the planet. And coming back to the age of 5, you're able to lose yourself in video games. Which is an experience fundamentally, and this is how my brain kind of works between the two. So we hosted an event. It was still called Manchester Gamers Unite at the time, but we did a bit of a mini rebrand. We just changed the logo and stuff like that. This was in time when we were still in partnership with TryHard Interactive, and we basically hosted an event at the Printworks. So this for me was like the biggest event we ever done. It was in Lazy Lizard, RIP. Great venue. We lost it. I was so gutted when it died.
Oh no.
It was such a massive venue. And basically we hosted it there. We did this mini rebrand, and 1,000 people were waiting outside the Printworks. Because how it works is the venue was underground in like a basement. So I went upside, as I do, as you guys probably saw when you go outside. I like to stand outside and check on attendees and like see the queue and stuff. I came outside the venue and I saw 1,000 people stretching around the Printworks in Manchester. And for me, that was the huge motivator I needed. To me, that's the day when we became the UK's biggest games industry nightlife event.
Because you broke Manchester.
The nightlife capital of the UK. And for me, I don't think this event could have existed without Manchester. Manchester's a very special city. It is. Like I'm a Mancunian through and through, and I'm super proud. I love my city. I love it to absolute bits. I'll do anything for it. But I think for me, that was just the light bulb moment. I went, right, I'm turning this from an underground game dev gamer meetup into a full-blown industry event, and I want it to be taken seriously up there with the big boys. And we are up there with the big boys now.
You are.
I'd say we're one of the 5 biggest games industry events in the country, put up there with EGX, Insomnia,
Definitely, absolutely.
Develop Brighton. I'd say like we're in the top 5, like absolutely. And, I'll get us to number 1 day.
I can't wait to see it, mate.
I don't doubt it one bit.
I'm working on some stuff to get us to number 1, slowly but surely. But that was kind of what pushed me from that point. Then sadly, Lazy Lizard shut down, which was a bit of a huge shame. But then, as a huge pot of luck, Impossible approached us and said, "We've seen your event. It looks really cool. We'd like to house you." And basically, from that point on, I said, "Right, I'm going to build what's never been built before. I'm going to take the most introverted industry on the planet and mix it with the most extroverted, because I've seen how games industry events are going. They're going corporate, they're collapsing, they're getting frankly shit, to put it lightly. They're not good." I said, I'm going to introduce grassroots gaming, but I'm going to introduce it in a way that needs to be done, and I'm going to host a massive nightlife event. And it's going to just basically, we've done this off our own back. We've had no external investment in the initial beginning. We self-funded this whole thing. Our team has basically worked their ass off to get us to that point where we're in this point now, where we can expand and grow. A lot of people think we had money in the beginning. No, they started off with 50 quid in Facebook ads. And it's grown to the point now where we can host music artists live on stage. We can host a VIP industry night the night before because of the hard work and graft we've done over 7 years. People just don't think we've been around for 7 years because we did the rebrand from MG. They think format's a few years old, but it's because we did the rebrand because we wanted the flexibility that came with a new name. Manchester Games Unite really restricted us, because it restricted us to Manchester, and also we really wanted a brand that could be adaptable to so many mediums and that we could franchise that. So the VIP party has its own brand, which is called RE format, because you have to get an email to be invited to it. We're working on clothing, which I can reveal that at the moment. Format apparel, which we're working on. We have this beautiful thing for Mango.
Yeah, it's huge. That massive.
We met the lads where we were there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Oh, it's got the.
Oh yeah, it's got that.
The little cyborg you did. He's cool.
It's on flavor in it.
Yeah, man.
Look at that.
So
man. So cool.
Yeah, we've got energy drinks, which were the first ever games industry event to have its own energy drink. And this is kind of how my brain works. I think from a brand perspective, and I think a lot of branding with a lot of games industry events is that they just don't focus on what the potential could be. Nightlife culture offers you that chance to be very flexible with a brand and just do many things. Like, I don't know for you guys, but do you ever feel like you've been to an event where there was a rave and a mosh pit, but yet you've got the developers of Sniper Elite stood right?
No, it was bizarre. Like when I was playing Hell Let Loose and 50 Cent was blaring, the developers of Hell Let Loose and me and some other people, we were just like smashing and crunking away whilst like storming Normandy. It was great.
And we're at the point where these big AAA companies, they used to look down on us. They wouldn't want to come near it, but now they see it as this massive event because for them, we're sick of the corporate trade shows. They feel like they get real value, which is that interaction with the consumer.
Yeah, I agree.
We've housed some of the biggest brands in the world, such as EA, Ubisoft, Sony. I once had Sony, Ubisoft, and EA all under one show, which I was quite. I had FIFA 2020. Was it FIFA 20? Yeah, I had FIFA 21. I had Assassin's Creed, whatever Assassin's Creed was out at the time. Too many of them to keep track of now. And then I think Sony bought Shadow of the Colossus with them at the time. Oh, wow. So nice. I had three of the biggest giants under one room, just because and a lot of big trade shows can't even get that.
Yeah, no. God,
and that's it's strength of what we're going to at the moment. But I'm very passionate about gaming culture because there's so much you can do with it that just hasn't been utilized. So it's the most adaptable medium on the planet, so I can't understand why no one did it with nightlife culture before I can, because it works. You've seen it.
Bloody hell, it does.
Like, how many times a week do people get together and play games and drink together, like just as friends? It's a case of LAN parties, people just having LAN parties and drinking together and stuff. Like,
yeah, that's an interesting thing though, because that's part of the trouble is that like loads of these events, they started because people would host LAN parties in their own home, right? The cellar, the attic, wherever. Yeah. That's how things like Insomnia started and the whole big LAN parties. But then all of a sudden, that culture seemed to drop off. It disappeared because online gaming became so huge. You never had to leave your home to play with people. It's nice to see that come back.
But in a laid-back setting.
In a laid-back setting. You're not having to bring a PC to play games because the guys behind the game are at the event. So you can kick back with the developers, have a beer with your mates. It's, you've hit the nail on the head, mate. You really have, because you've brought back a nightlife and added some spice to it, made it spicy.
Yeah, we basically just realised that there was no grassroots community events anymore. Like, there's never been a nightlife event for games industry, but it was basically just taking back that community element that we all love, where you can just get that real one-to-one interaction with developers, but just throwing it into nightlife culture. Putting great music on, great vibes, and I take pride in the music selection that we pick out.
Yes, dude, it was pretty good. Killed it. Absolutely killed it.
I'll admit this now. I do handpick the music because I'm quite a music connoisseur and I know what's quite relevant in today's modern society. Spoiler alert! I just tell them to put the latest top 10 tracks on.
But what
and I beat for classic, Pete Tong and all that because they love it.
So what you're saying is that everyone needs to go online right now and make a meme of people passing you the aux cord. I want to see give Simran the aux right now, everywhere on Twitter, Discord, you name it. Just spray it.
Oh, honestly, the amount of memes you could make of my facial expressions at the event that have been caught on camera, honestly.
Sure
that sounds like consent. Go.
Meme away, get the memes going.
Before she joined the team at St. Michel, when she attended as a content creator 2 years ago, there's a picture of me that she took when she was in the queue, like with all the other content creators. And it's basically me walking with my phone with my hand up like this, looking like a traffic warden, asking people to stop, and she still shares that to this to say Simran
out. I think we need to see it.
We need to see it.
I'm gonna get it.
Actually, let me see if I can find it while you're asking.
We just need more. Oh dear.
Hang on. I need to think where this was. I will find this. Give me 1 second.
Once you're getting that up.
Here we go. I found it.
Let's go.
Let's have a nosy.
How no one has ever memed this other than Michelle, I do not know.
Oh, you do it.
Oh, sorry,
we're bringing it up on screen. Bear with us a sec.
Double click it.
Oh. Boom.
Oh wow!
Oh no! We've got to get that somewhere.
Someone put a high vis on him, please.
Screenshot. High vis.
Me later. Photoshop. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You will as well.
You can't park there. You can't park there, mate.
Yeah. Wow. And that's not even the worst that's been captured over the years.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I love it. I encourage memes. You guys go to town with me on memes.
Mate.
Don't even worry about it.
Audrey and he will go hard.
I think we've got a time for a couple more.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I did want to ask because I wanted to ask you about you being an Everyone Can ambassador. What kind of things have you done with them in the past? So is this still has this been in the format bubble, or is this something for yourself? Is this something that you've done as a gamer, or what's been the whole story with that?
Yeah, I'm very passionate about helping people at the end of the day. And the way I see it is we've built a platform for content creators, game developers, and gamers to come together. And I think we should be utilizing that to help people as much as we can, as well as bringing people together and providing an amazing experience and a nightlife event and the opportunity to play latest games. I want to see it as a way to help charities and help people that are less fortunate throughout the world. And I'm very passionate about free causes, in particular mental health, animals, and children, because they're near and dear to my heart. And Everyone Can is an amazing charity who basically raise money for children who can't play video games, who might suffer from, sadly, very bad physical or cognitive disabilities that might be able to play video games. And as someone whose video games were very instrumental in their life, they were very much crucial to me growing up. They saved me, to be honest with you, with just some of the stuff that I went through growing up. And they were a lifeline to me. And it makes me really sad to think that someone can't enjoy video games just because they were born. We don't realize how lucky we are just to be born with our full physical and cognitive capability.
Absolutely
taken for granted. It's really good to see that a lot of companies have been trying to release, like Sony and Xbox have been doing a lot of accessibility controllers and stuff like that. And we met a couple of charities, didn't we?
Yes.
I can't remember the names off my head, but they're all about helping get that kit out to people that need it so they can enjoy video games to the fullest.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's super important, and not enough people think about it.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. And at the end of the day, I see what we've got there. We do it in a very fun manner. So we do a charity raffle because we want to make sure that the community can get something as well. So we give prizes away on stage. I don't know if you guys were there for the charity raffle shortly after the.
Yeah, you had Safe in Our World there, didn't you? You did the raffle.
Yeah. I was too drunk at that point. I'm not gonna lie. Apologies.
It was a fun time, but basically for me, I just want to use it as a way to help people, and Everyone Can basically build gaming hardware and host gaming sessions for people so they can enjoy the magic of video games. And we have a different charity partner every year, so we had Everyone Can for a good number of years, and now that we're franchising into other cities as well, I want each city to have its own dedicated charity partner. So for this year, I really wanted to double down on mental health, which I think is an important topic, especially in the games industry. And Safe in Our World are doing some phenomenal work with what they're doing to help raise mental health awareness in game studios within the gaming community. So we really wanted to help them this year as this year's charity partner. And when we franchise into another city, there'll be a dedicated charity partner for that city and then a dedicated charity partner for Manchester. Because I want to use our events to help as many causes as possible.
That's awesome.
That's huge.
I love that so much.
Yeah, that's amazing because you've got this amazing project and formula that you and your team have, put all this blood, sweat, and tears into to make it what it is today. And it's amazing to see that you find yourself in this position to have this platform to do that and just help people. And it's just so nice,
It's refreshing to hear.
It's refreshing, yeah. It's just a good thing. I don't know how to word it.
It's nice that you've got these kind of this mentality and these kind of ambitions from the offset. I know that might sound a bit weird to say, but it's not like you've got 20, 30 years into the industry and then gone, oh, charities are a thing. Instead, it's a case of we're growing and, all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm going to bring everyone I can with me. So all of these great causes from the offset, you're already like, I can help you, you can help me, blah, blah, blah. We can really make a difference and a change. And that is genuinely very impressive to me. That deserves a lot of respect.
Oh, thank you very much. It's something I've been passionate about since day one. I still remember in the initial beginning when we were so small that a lot of the charities didn't even know we were an event. We raised funds. I'll tell you a funny story. In fact, we hosted a charity sort of like mini raffle. I used to buy the prizes myself at this point. I used to go to Travelling Man. This is how ancient it goes far back. I used to go to Travelling Man in the Northern Quarter and buy tons of comic books and finals and give them away on stage in like this little charity raffle for special effect, and we would actually collect donations because we had no money. We couldn't even afford buckets. We used to collect donations in takeaway boxes, and then what I would do is go and meet up with a special effects ambassador and actually give them all the money in like change bags. That's how far back this goes. Like,
that is amazing.
I'm not joking when I said we had no money.
No. You picked Travelling Man to get the gifts from. That's pretty good, though, isn't it? You could have gone anywhere, and I was like, pretty rubbish. You went to Travelling Man. That's pretty cool. I love it.
Oh mate, I don't give you shit. Like I make sure I make sure the prizes are pretty decent.
Good. That's class. All right. Well, should we end on a question?
I've got one. Do you want to ask one?
Go for it.
Right. So mine is to do with the team. So obviously, format, you've got quite a decent sized team behind you now. During the interview process for these guys, has anyone got the most memorable interview moment? Anything that really kind of strikes you as, you did this in the interview?
Okay.
I get flack for one of mine in a job interview. I asked where the smoking shelter was. They tell you to ask, like, make sure you ask them a question. I turned around and went, where's the smoking shelter?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, actually. Jumanji's was pretty straightforward, actually. His was good. Like, I don't want to shit on his, because his was, like, real... his wasn't interesting in the sense of it just went so smoothly. I'd probably say Sophie, Lady Doll X's was quite interesting, because when I reached out to her when I was interested in working with her, basically on the call, she went, I know why you're here. And
like an evil. I know why you're here.
There was a cocky confidence that I liked about
that's
it.
Brilliant.
That's cool.
I don't know if you've met Sophie, Lady Doll X, but she's definitely she doesn't take shit, and she's quite blunt. So, and I respect that. But yeah, in the interview, she went, "I know why you're here."
The proper eat Dr. Evil swivel chair moment. I've been expecting you. I was wondering when you would show up.
She has a little Stitch toy. And now that you put that, I want her to turn around in her gaming chair and just have it like on her finger.
Oh, please get the video.
I've been expecting you with
the
video. That's amazing.
Oh dear.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Before you go, is there anything you want to ask us? No.
Tell you what, Okay, I'll ask you 2 quick questions.
Go for it.
1, what was your favourite thing at Format? And what was your favourite thing about the event?
All right, well, I can definitely answer the first one straight off the back, because I already said it, and that was jamming out to Team 17.
Yeah, you
Hell Let Loose. I love Hell Let Loose. It genuinely is one of my favourite games. So being able to meet the guys, jam to some tunes, and just bounce along to them, that, hands down, probably the most, my favourite memory of Format that I've got. And what was the other question?
My favourite thing as well was playing Mario Kart with Michelle.
Oh yeah, that was lovely.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, on the Rafe stand. That was class. That we proper enjoyed that. Me and played, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good.
That was probably the biggest, the best memory from Format. Yeah, probably my favourite.
Yeah, I mainly loved going around. Like you said about breaking down that barrier between developer and consumer. It was so sick to just be walking around this really cool event. All these cool people, pint in my hand, going to all these different tables, playing games, just chatting to these developers, and just being so, one-on-one with them and normal. Yeah. And that was like, wow, this is, huge. It really builds up this kind of special feeling about Format, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'd say my favourite thing, going to the second question, my favourite thing about Format was having an actual stage show. Like having a rapper, having someone there to kind of, even though you can have this event where it's like everyone could play games and chat and stuff like that, but having something like kind of the end of the night,
live performance.
Like a live performance for someone to actually watch. That was a highlight for me, for real.
Yeah, because it adds that extra element of, that you're there to meet game developers, right? You're there for the gaming kind of nightlife and that part of the industry, not only just to have a nice time, but it helps add that extra layer of, this is also just about having fun. Yeah. Like the majority of this is having fun, but you get to do it in the same space as the creators of these amazing games.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I definitely agree with Dan there. I think that having a live performance probably was my favorite thing there, because it really does set everything aside. Because from other events that we've attended, everything is still kept, even if when there's a stage and there's things going on stage, it's still pretty corporate. It's still tied directly to that event. It's not just for the fun of it. It's not for people to enjoy. It's you know, there's like signed agreements and things like that behind it. You know that there's something going on behind the veil. With you,
more real with this, wasn't it?
With you in format, there isn't. It's just, this could be fun.
That's what I mean. The fun aspect.
There's just an authenticity about the entire vibe of format, and it's really nice to see.
We're actually, I'll spill some to you. We're actually going to be increasing the number of music performances on stage now.
Oh, yes.
We've already secured one really good music artist.
Nice.
For the next event, and then we're toying with the idea of another opening act, so I have a very good call on Monday about that to see whether or not they want to perform.
I'm well buzzed for that.
But if they want to perform, all I'll say is you'll be seeing some quite literal, and I mean literal, games industry rock stars on stage.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm there.
Awesome.
Oh, you can't do this to us, man.
If they agree, I'm not going to promise it.
If they see this, agree. Do it.
And my second final question, sorry, because I realised that first question was actually broken into too many questions.
That's right. Don't worry.
What do you want to see at format next?
I mean, we vlogged when we were there.
Yeah.
So, you know, you, Michelle, and a lot of format people saw the vlog. I would like to see more dedicated creator areas, for like playing a game, like more of it. Being able to go in and play a game whilst you're there. But again, I don't know if that's what you're dedicating your third floor for.
Yeah, I think you've already nailed it. I think you've already. Yeah,
eyes emoji going on here.
It was it was great to be able to walk around and go and sit, especially with like the bubblegum zombie guys.
Bubblegum zombie hunters.
Yeah,
that was
it was awesome to go and sit in it. But if you had like a whole space where you could just go in as a creator real quick, go and do a bit more of a focused space to make the content in. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we are going to another event in the later this year, aren't we? And our idea is to go in and do a podcast. So if we're a podcast, and we play games together and stuff like that. But we like the setting. The people are obviously we're a podcast. We'd love to be able to have that, be able to do something like that as well. So if not just necessarily gaming, it'd be good to see people to do IRL stuff as well, IRL content stuff as well as I get what you mean. Yeah. So I think me and Dan. What about you?
I was going to say the exact same thing.
A bit more of a content creator space. So like, but it does sound like you're already on, and your face, man, your face is giving it away. You are sat there like you have no idea what's coming. We do.
We're not ready.
We know.
I'm saying.
I think from a nightlife point of view, you totally smashed it. If you ask something that we'd like to see, I think collectively, somewhere where you could go and I don't know, a bit more space just to do some content related things within your event.
But at the same time, I think as well, whatever we suggest, you're going to make it better anyway. Yeah, so you're going to do it what we've said, but better. So
here's an idea: go make a tree.
Always aiming for the star, lads.
Exactly.
Yeah. Best way to be. Best way to be. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, but it's been such a pleasure having you on, Simon.
Yeah,
You've been such an easy person to talk to as well. You've been dead down to earth chat. It's been dead good.
No, the pleasure's all mine, lads. Honestly, you're all lovely. And I do watch your content. Actually, I think.
Dude.
I do like the comments, and I do comment occasionally. I do actually. That template message isn't actually a template. What I send out to we do actually look at the content of every creator that we reach out to, because we like to make sure that the creators are the right fit for the event.
Absolutely.
So, I get that. And what you guys are working on is fantastic, and I love the name. I love the name.
We spent half a day trying to think of the name.
We were smashed.
We were down in the Wetherspoons in Manchester
when we chose
when we came up with that name.
I tell you what, lads, before I go, and I've always thought this was a bit interesting. So you were in a Wetherspoons. Your brand colours are the exact same brand colours that we came up with at Try Hard Tractive when we made the Ottoman Empire. And funnily enough, we only spent half a day coming up with the company name as well. And we came up with the company name in a Crazy Pedro. So
all the best ideas.
A few similarities there, but I love your branding as well. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Is that the Crazy Pedro's down near Spinningfield?
Dean's getting that one, isn't it?
Yeah, near Deansgate.
Yeah. We walked through there the other day. Yeah, love that place.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the better Crazy Pedro's. I'm not shitting on Northern Quarter, but that is the better.
That one's the one to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see you again at some point anyway. In real life.
Don't be a stranger.
You know, definitely. But again, thanks for coming on. Thanks for complimenting what we've built so far as well. It really,
incredibly kind of you.
Yeah, it's nice coming from you as well. Someone who's doing them so well themselves.
And thanks for everything that you've done so far with format and to the whole team. You guys have been amazing.
100%. Like the team was so accommodating as well.
Yeah,
you've got an amazing team behind you as well. Genuinely, lovely people.
Thank you. I'm very proud of them all. They've all smashed it.
Awesome.
Defo.
Right. Well, we're going to carry on with the stream as well now. Won't we? So
we're going to catch up with our guys in chat.
So we'll say our goodbyes and thank you again for coming on. Everyone, go and see the socials that are currently on the screen. You'll see format. Go and give them a follow on Twitter. If you do want to come to any new events, I'm sure we'll be retweeting everything.
Literally everything.
So go and support them wherever you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And Simran, thank you so much for joining us today, bro. For taking time out of your day. It's been an absolute treat, man.
You're very welcome. I'll speak to you on a bit.
See you later. Goodbye, Simran.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
What a dude, man.
What a dude, man.
What a G.
How are we?
everyone?
Welcome back. We're back. We are still sweltering.
Bloody yeah,
it is.
We've got some of the format crew in chat.
Hello, guys. How's it going? Sorry that we weren't
all.
able to keep up to date with everything. Obviously, we had Simran's beautiful face taking up our screen, but that's never a bad thing, is it?
Lady Doll, I know why you're here.
No, I agree.
Honestly, we had Simran on the screen here, so we if there was any questions, we didn't see them, but I mean, I don't know if there really was, but that was a sick interview.
That was amazing,
really
guys.
That
We
was
really hope
sick,
you enjoyed
man.
it.
Even though I'm literally liquid right now. I am so
it is sweaty.
It is, man. But again, thank you all so much for watching. It's been, this is the setting that you're going to see so far, and I think even though my man Simran's not sat with us, I think we've brought him in, and
I hope it felt that way.
I hope it give the same, like when Stallion came on. I hope it gives the same energy.
Yeah, because obviously we're trying out a new format.
Oh, naughty!
Another quick announcement we've got is about our Patreon users.
Yes.
So, James, do you want to elaborate on what we've got? The idea we've got.
So we would like to introduce something called Good Luck, Have More Fun. The idea being that you guys, our lovely patrons, can suggest a topic for us to talk about. And then once we are done with every episode of Good Luck, Have Fun podcast, we will then record an extra half-an-hour segment talking about the Patreon's choice, whichever one we pick out of the list that you guys provide. And we will put that on Patreon for you guys to enjoy. It's an extra little segment. It's more fun. For now, we would ask that our patrons just give us something in topic suggestions, and we will go ahead and make that video. We will be working on creating something in the Discord to give you a special space to actually interact with us and put some stuff in there. If you want to get onto Patreon, there's links to it in the Discord. There's links to it on Twitter, I believe. We'll also make sure we re-put it in the Discord as well.
Yeah.
We're doing it for... Are we doing it for both tiers of Patreon?
No.
It'll be for tier 2.
Tier 2 patrons, yeah. Tier 1 we'll see kind of, obviously with the animations and stuff, like you'll see them like kind of like little quick little snippets, little behind the scenes things, obviously as well as having your Discord role and things that show you a Patreon, but obviously for any kind of exclusive content is for any second tiers as well, which again, thank you everyone who is.
But we are all going to grab showers, separate, I don't know, but...
No,
sorry. Conserving water, you know how it is.
Well, we've got to save the planet,
In it.
Someone's got it.
Not all heroes wear capes. Not in the shower anyway.
Just sweaty Betty.
I can't wear my cape in the shower.
Sorry, bro.
Nah.
No.
Just in bed.
Oh, all right then.
I like the way it floats.
Just my cape.
Yeah.
All right. We've got to go because this is hot.
This is hot. So a huge thank you to everyone who chimed in for that interview with Simran, and to everyone that's been just sticking about, having a little chat and a catch up.
Yeah.
We will keep you all posted with updates on everything that we've got planned in the coming weeks, including the new episode date. And yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you all here.
As always.
As always.
We'll see you
Good
in
luck.
the next
Good luck with more content.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good luck have more fun coming to you with episode 13.
It will be episode 13,
yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled on that. But until then, big love to one and all. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
See you later, everybody. We love you. Goodbye.
Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.